I know that one of your core principles is also kind of changing the perspective of rum. So, can you talk a little bit about how you are taking all of those elements um, and translating that into either the business model or just the consumer communications, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to me, when I think about sort of what drives success there as a brand, it really is a function of two things, right? Again, we talked earlier about how rum has been perceived, right? There's kind of a perception challenge on the liquid side, lower end, slushy, sugary, etc., and a perception on the brand side, right? So kind of this old school kind of caricatured, tropish sort of view of the world.
Hmm.
So if I bring that back to the fore now, I see sort of 10 to 1's place in the world of rum as tackling both of those things at the same time. So yes, elevated liquid, super exceptional, super nuanced in all of those markets and channels. I think really kind of challenging the expectation of the consumer around the way in which they taste, experience, and talk about rum. Yes. And ultimately, of course, you want to be successful by selling more cases and more accounts in more markets, for as long as you can. But equally important for me and for us is this ability to really kind of reframe and shift that perception, shift that narrative. It's something I feel very strongly about as someone who is from the Caribbean, born and raised in Trinidad, right? So like how do I replace that kind of old school sort of maybe slightly again sort of caricatured old
Hmm.
world view of things with something that feels more optimistic, more contemporary, more authentic. And so 10 to 1, for anybody who's been, within, 100 miles of the brand, I mean that figuratively speaking, you can really kind of get a sense of how we've been trying to push the envelope there. Whether it's, creating a platform to collaborate with other Caribbean, creators or creators of culture, finding unique ways to tell that story. And it isn't always through rum, it might be through food, through art, through music, again, through some of the folks who orbit around the brand. So, if you encounter 10 to 1 in a social or digital setting versus one of our events or even sort of in our broader community, you can see those facets that really come to life in a very meaningful way. Continuing to be successful in that vein is, to me, just as important as it is to continue to sort of elevate sort of like the liquid story and bring that to life in some more unique and compelling ways.